How the Moon and Stars Came to Be. A suspenseful African folktale from Africa's folktale king. Once upon a time. A long time ago, before the world was as we know it, the night was nothing but an endless, terrifying darkness. There was no moon to guide travelers, no stars to light up the heavens, just pure, empty blackness. In a small village deep in the heart of the great African plains, the people feared the night. Strange shadows moved where they shouldn't, eerie whispers echoed in the wind, and no one dared step outside once the sun had set. But among them lived a young girl named Nandi. She was unlike the others, bold, curious, and always questioning. "Why is the night so dark?" she asked the elders. The elders only shook their heads. "It is the way of the world, child. Do not question what you do not understand." But Nandi could not accept that answer. One evening, as the villagers gathered around the fire, an old woman appeared at the edge of the circle. She was wrapped in a cloak woven with silver threads, and her eyes gleamed with ancient wisdom. "The night is dark because the moon and stars have been stolen," the woman said. A hush fell over the crowd. "Stolen?" Nandi's voice trembled with excitement. "By who?" The old woman sighed. "By the Shadow King, ruler of the Cave of Eternal Night. He holds the light, keeping it for himself." A fearful murmur spread through the villagers. None dared challenge the Shadow King, his name alone sent shivers down their spines. But Nandi's heart was different. "Tell me how to find this cave." The old woman looked at her closely, then pressed a small, glowing stone into Nandi's hand. "Follow its light. It will guide you." And so, that very night, while the village slept, Nandi set off on the most dangerous journey of her life. The journey into darkness. The path to the Cave of Eternal Night was long and treacherous. The further Nandi traveled, the colder the air became. Twisted trees whispered her name, unseen creatures rustled in the darkness, and the wind howled like a hungry beast. At the foot of the tallest mountain, she met a wise old tortoise. "Where are you going, child?" he asked. "To free the moon and stars," Nandi answered. The tortoise nodded. "Then take this," he said, offering her a golden feather. "When the time comes, you will know its purpose." Nandi thanked him and climbed the mountain. Her feet ached, her body trembled, but she did not stop. At last, she reached the entrance to the cave. A chill ran down her spine as she stepped inside. The Shadow King's trap. The cave was unlike anything she had ever seen. Its walls were black as the deepest night, and the air was thick with whispers. Then, she saw it. Hanging from the ceiling were thousands of glowing orbs, shimmering like captured fireflies. The moon, a massive golden sphere, was tangled in chains of darkness. The stars, tiny silver lights, were trapped in a web of shadow. Before Nandi could move, a deep voice echoed through the cave. "Who dares enter my domain?" The Shadow King stepped forward. He was tall and cloaked in darkness, his eyes glowing like burning embers. The ground trembled beneath his feet. "I have come to free the moon and stars," Nandi declared. The Shadow King let out a booming laugh. "Foolish girl. If you wish to take them, you must defeat me." The test of courage. With a wave of his hand, the cave transformed. Shadows twisted into monstrous shapes, whispering doubts into Nandi's ears. "You are too weak. You will fail. Go back before it is too late." But Nandi remembered the old woman's words, "Only the pure of heart can set them free." She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and whispered, "I am not afraid." The golden feather in her hand glowed brightly. A strong wind filled the cave, sweeping away the illusions. The Shadow King roared in anger. "You may have defeated my tricks, but you will never defeat me," he bellowed. He lunged at Nandi, but she raised the glowing stone high. A blinding light filled the cave, forcing the Shadow King to shrink back. The darkness trembled, the chains around the moon shattered, and the web trapping the stars unraveled. One by one, the stars floated up, dancing joyfully toward the sky. The moon rose high, casting a silver glow over the land. With one final scream, the Shadow King dissolved into the darkness forever. A new night sky. As Nandi stepped out of the cave, the world had changed. The night was no longer a thing of terror. The moon shone brightly, and the stars twinkled like tiny lanterns in the heavens. When she returned to the village, the people rejoiced. They named her Nandi the Lightbringer, the girl who had brought back the night's beauty. The Shadow King's whisper. Years passed, and Nandi grew wise. She taught others to be brave, to seek knowledge, and to never fear the unknown. But one night, as she gazed at the sky, she noticed something strange. One of the stars flickered and dimmed. Her heart skipped a beat. Could it be? Had a piece of the Shadow King's darkness survived? The villagers whispered in fear. What if he returns? But Nandi only smiled. Then we will be ready. For she knew the truth, as long as even one light remains, darkness can never win, the moon and stars promise. And so, every time the moon is full and the stars shine brightly, remember Nandi's story. She is still there, watching over the world, whispering in the wind. Even in the darkest times, a single light can change everything. And that, my friends, is how the moon and stars came to be. If you love this story, like, share, and subscribe to African's Folktale King for more thrilling African legends and tales of courage.